Just finished watching a live press conference and there's a lot I want to talk about. Also what Governor Shapiro had to say about the online chatter. Above me is Governor Shapiro and this would be Luigi's mugshot, and let's get into some of the details. McDonald's employee called police around 9:14 a.m. this morning, and it wasn't actually the employee who spotted Luigi. Luigi was sitting inside wearing a mask, and it was a customer that noticed him and asked the employee to check him out, and that's when the employee saw him and called police. When police arrived, they asked him to remove his mask, and apparently the officer said he recognized him from the photos we all saw online, asked for his ID, and he gave them a fake New Jersey ID. They took him in on a forgery charge and said when they asked him if he had been to New York recently, he was visibly shaking and was nervous. Police say he hasn't really made any statements, but the stuff that they found on him was very telling. They found a ghost weapon. They also found a silencer. They found a computer, which I talked about previously, and they are downloading everything that was on that computer. Like I said, they're currently holding him on a forgery charge in Pennsylvania, and likely he will be extradited to New York, but there's a process before any of that can happen. Now let's get to those who are celebrating or happy about what Luigi did. Trust that Governor Shapiro had a message. He said what he has been seeing, especially online, has been deeply disturbing. He said some are celebrating instead of condemning this killer, and reminds people that Brian Thompson had 2 kids, he was a husband, he was a friend to many, and he was just laid to rest today. And he said, yes, Brian Thompson was the CEO of a health insurance company, but in America, we do not kill in cold blood in order to solve policy issues or to express our viewpoints. And he says, I understand people have real frustrations with the healthcare system, and I've tried to address that throughout my career. But he says he has no tolerance, and nor should anyone, for one man to use an illegal weapon to murder someone just because he thinks his opinion matters most. He goes on to say that in some dark corners, he's being hailed as a hero, and let me make it very clear, he is not a hero. The real hero is the person who dialed 911 at McDonald's this morning. And he says, let's be mindful not to dehumanize Brian Thompson, who was just laid to rest today. And lastly, in terms of motive or anything else like that, he will not be speaking on it as they are still investigating.